So if you haven't seen already, Bethesda had their Fallout Day presentation, and honestly, it was not that great. It was cool, like, production-wise, like, they did a great job with the production of it, but what they announced and what they talked about and what they released, I'm not a fan of. So let's talk about that. So before I go any further in this video, I just want to take a moment to say, I know being a video game developer is not always an easy job. Actually, I'm sure it isn't 99% of the time, maybe even 100% of the time. As far as the developers themselves go, and the programmers, the artists, everyone that goes into creating the video game itself, I know it is a very difficult thing. It's a very difficult job. You're faced with constant criticism. So I don't just want to throw criticism out there without saying, I appreciate everyone that has worked on a Fallout game, created the Fallout IP, made it what it is today. However, I am not happy with what we as fans were given in this presentation. So let's get down to the brass tacks of that. So we're going to start off with the two big hitters here, okay? Number one, Fallout 4 is officially getting the Skyrim treatment. For the 10-year anniversary, that's right, it's been over 10 years since Fallout 4 was released, they are doing a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. It's officially getting the full-blown Skyrim treatment. Moving forward, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition is going to be a lot like how the Skyrim Edition was. They're going to be adding in all of the DLCs and a lot of Creation Club content into the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. So it's going back to Bethesda relying on an old game and community content right now to make some money. And I've talked about this a little bit in an older video, so you should go back and watch that too, because I really feel like Bethesda is starting to rely way too heavily on their old games. But we'll talk about that later. Getting back into Fallout 4, I honestly wouldn't get the Anniversary Edition if I wasn't going to make content with it. So the only reason I'm going to even get it in the first place is because I want to make content on the Creation Club stuff, and I just want to review the game as a whole to put up on my YouTube channel. If I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't be getting the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. So the jury is still out on that. I'm not going to go too harsh on it, but in all honesty, I just wouldn't get it, because looking at a lot of the stuff that they added, I could probably get most of that from mods or close enough to it from free mods on the Nexus anyways. That leads us to the Fallout New Vegas re-release. That's right, folks. Not a remaster, not a remake, a re-release. We get a Fallout New Vegas re-release that is a cardboard box, a code, and some merch that you could probably get off of Temu if you really wanted it that bad. So I'm not happy about this at all. I feel like Bethesda really fumbled here, because I was hoping for maybe a Fallout 3 or a Fallout New Vegas remake. The Fallout 3 one might still be happening, I'm sure that it is. We've had tons of leaks about it. But I feel like now, with re-releasing New Vegas, Bethesda has just slammed the door in our faces on a potential New Vegas remake or remaster. I say that because why would you re-release the game and then remake it a year later? I feel like this is just a slam of the door, a slap in the face, basically saying, you want a remaster? You're not getting it, get some merch. And I really feel like this is them saying, this is the best we're going to do, this is the best you're going to get. Now, I would love to be wrong about that. I would love to look back at this a couple of years later and be wrong, but then also I would be like, why did you guys do a re-release and then do a remake? Because that's kind of weird. That's odd. That's sus, bro. So I do have very strong feelings about the re-release of New Vegas, and honestly that's probably because New Vegas is my favorite Fallout. Now, it's not the Fallout that I have the most hours on. That definitely goes to Fallout 4. I love the content in Fallout 4, but I like the story in New Vegas better. That's a whole different topic, but I just want to let you know who you're talking to here, who you're listening to, alright? Because I love New Vegas, so that really hit close to home when they said, we're just going to re-release it, you should still buy it. I'm not getting that. So Fallout 4, the jury is still out on the Anniversary Edition, but as far as the New Vegas re-release goes, bro, I wouldn't buy that if I was being forced to at gunpoint. But those are the things that I really cared about, so those are the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. I do want to at least talk about a little bit what I think Bethesda could do better, and that is, I feel like Bethesda could have just given us a drop of something. Like, a drop of Fallout 5, or a drop of the Fallout 3 remake that is potentially happening. Like, just give us a little ounce, a little taste, a little nugget, just something about what you are working on right now that we can take home. And it's just very vague and it's very cryptic. I feel like Bethesda, they play their cards so close to the chest that it hurts them. Like, we don't hear anything from you about anything Fallout related, and then when we do, it's a New Vegas re-release with Temu merch. Like, I'm sorry, but I feel like disgraced. You know, it is what it is. I will say, I just really do think that Bethesda could be a little bit more in touch with their audience. They're a great game developer. If you don't like Bethesda games, I don't know why you're on this channel. I love them. I love all of their games despite their flaws. I just genuinely love a lot of the Bethesda games. Like, I've played through so many of them, so many different times, and I always go back to them. Like, there is a special place in my heart for Bethesda and the games that they make. They're a very creative studio. They're a very creative team. I just feel like they're slowly losing touch with their audience. Maybe it's not slowly. Maybe it's happening rapidly. I don't know. But it really feels like they're just out of touch. Like, I don't think anyone was asking for a Fallout New Vegas re-release. I don't think anyone was asking for a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. Like, nobody is asking for any of this. And you're kind of ignoring the things that we're asking for and just telling us the things that you're deciding to work on. As a game developer, if you work on the things that your community is asking you to work on, and you tell us that you're working on them, and you give us details about them, you're going to make way more money than you would by just dropping little cash grabs like this. You will make so much money if you were to release a Fallout New Vegas remake or remaster alongside the Fallout Season 2. And now you've basically said that's not happening. You could have done a lot better about giving us something that really mattered instead of just pushing us things that we didn't even ask for in the first place. But that's pretty much everything I had to talk about right now. I feel like Bethesda makes great games, and they should continue to make great games instead of just giving us stuff that we're not even asking for. Give your community, give your fans what they are asking for and the things that we actually want, and I promise you, you will make money. But doing things like this, it just feels like a slap in the face. I'm not trying to sound entitled. I'm not trying to sound like I'm whining, because I have hope and I have faith that Bethesda can make new great games. So Bethesda, I highly doubt you're watching this. Actually, those of you that are watching this, thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe. But Bethesda, if you're watching this, please just understand. I'm just saying, you're not exactly hearing us. We're not exactly speaking the same language here. You and the community, you're not on the same page. And I hope you figure that out. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Hope to see you in the next one. And be sure to check out the other videos while you're here. You might as well, right?